Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a simple way to get organized this new 2021 year. So basically today we're going to be talking about the Google ecosystem. It's kind of underrated. Haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. I kind of had to do my own research, test it out for myself because I couldn't really find anything on it. So I hope this helps you. It's simple and it's digital planning, so you can have it anywhere you go, from your desktop to your phone to your iPad, and even if you have it hooked up with your Apple Calendar, you could get the reminders from Google Calendar and Google Tasks I'll be talking about today straight from your Apple Watch. Also, if you have the calendar on your Apple Watch, you can see the next upcoming events that you have, and I think it's great and simple and easy so that you are organized and you're always making sure you have things done on time. We're going to go into the desktop version first so that you guys can kind of see if you do log onto your laptop first. Oops. Okay. So here we're going to go into the desktop version. Alright, so basically jumping into Google Calendar, you are going to see everything from your events. I do time blocking, so I have my entire school schedule set in here, and if anything, like if I have a test that day, or if I want to make sure that we're doing this that day, I can just import it into the event and I can just change it to we have a final quiz that day, basically, let's say. So I hit save. So basically you can see that it's giving me a edit the recurring event. So that means basically I have it going on for the rest of my calendar until I either delete the event or edit the event for it to stop on that day. But I'm going to hit just this event. We could hit other ones like this and the following event, so like this one and the rest, or all the events. In that event, I can add that, let's say I have a final quiz. So I could just go back into that event and just edit in final quiz, and now it's a final quiz event. Piggybacked off of just the event for my time blocking schedule. So that's one way you could use it, or you could just straight up add an event like this one that I have here by just importing them. Now, how I got this color code in Google Calendar, you basically just hit add calendars, and then you just add a calendar, and then you go to the three dots and you can pick a color or you can add a color. Basically that's how I just do it. Moving on to Google Keep, you can see on this side that these are basically, I like to think of them like as sticky notes, but they're like organized sticky notes. In Google Keep, it's honestly really cool. You could even kind of like discard tasks, but I like tasks for like getting really detailed with my to-do list and everything that I need to do. So basically you just start a note. Now you can add a title to this note. So this Google Keep is basically good for like long-term things that I like to keep in here for personal use, but I also use Google Keep as an Apple Watch note-taking system, just because like Apple doesn't have one. You can add reminders, but I didn't like it, so I decided to get Google Keep because it's available on my Apple Watch, desktop, phone, iPad, literally anything. Okay, moving on. So basically I'm going to add this note. I'm gonna make this a to-buy list, and here you could just press this little box here and you could insert a photo. You could take a photo, you could add a drawing, or you could add a voice recording. I like to do the voice recording on my Apple Watch because it's so easy and simple. But here we're going to add a checkbox, and basically you're gonna buy crackers basically, and your list of your to-buy list, and you can also have it on your Apple Watch and your phone, literally anywhere. And so that's a great little thing. But also Google Keep has reminders, so your reminders in Google Keep and Google Calendar sync up together. So any reminder that you add in the Google ecosystem, it will import it into Google Calendar. This also goes for Google Tasks as well, but we'll get into that later. So I'm going to add, this was my other example, but I wasn't screen recording, so we're going to add cleanup time. So I need to clean up the house. But in here, we're going to add a checklist of what I need to clean. So basically, I need to clean the floors. We need to clean the blinds and the windows. That's basically my 3 things that I want to clean today. We're gonna hit the reminder, and I want to make sure that you could pick the morning, afternoon, evening, but I always do custom because it's easier for me to like customize it to myself. And it's 1:20 right now, so for this video, we're gonna add it to 1:21 p.m. So we'll just wait for this to give us a reminder. Oh look, 1:21. And you could see that the reminder says clean up the house, the floors, the blinds. Oh, I didn't spell blinds right. And etc. So that is great. But also you could see in Google Calendar, you can see that I had that reminder set. So this is basically the reminder that it gave me. And also, if you add a reminder from Google Calendar, and you don't add a time for it, and you set it to all day, it's gonna keep moving in your Google Calendar until you do it, or until you press mark done. So basically, I'm gonna hit mark done, and now you can see that it's checked off from yesterday and moves it back to you finally did it. Next, moving on to Google Tasks. Now, Google Tasks works great for if you're an ongoing list person, and let's say you have like multiple lists of everything, but you want to organize them. This is great. So you can either organize it by like work, to do, personal, whatever. So for me, I have, let's just say, a homework section where I add all of my homework assignments, student. So here you can see that completed 9, and then I just made this one. So tomorrow at 9:44 a.m. I want to make sure to send out an email, and that's a to-do. Now, let's say I add a to-do, but it doesn't have a time or a date. It's not going to show up in Google Calendar. So I like to add a date and a time just to make sure to know that like everything that I need to do is in Google Calendar. But that's just how I like to see it, and that's why I picked Google Task as well. But in Google Keep, I'll go back to that to show you guys how, like another way you can do it. So we are going to hit to do from Google Tasks, so I can show you that it will show up in your Google Calendar. And we're gonna hit another email Sally. And then I'm gonna hit the time, and it's gonna be today at 2 p.m., 2:23 p.m. I hit done. But also in Google Tasks, you can add details to it. So you could basically write out the email, write out an outline of the email, or just basically keynotes that you want to put in the email. So basically I'm going to put room check and, oops, can't spell that. Room check and, oh I can't spell that. Room check and cleaning. I don't know what she's giving her about, but okay. So basically, now if we jump back into Google Calendar, you're gonna see that my tasks are in black. So you can see that this is what I have to do before that time. Now, Google Task, it will remind you if you have a time and date, but I like to use it like as a due date so that I can see it in my Google Calendar. I hope this is making sense. Bear with me. So yes, I like to add it as a due date instead as a reminder, like remind me time, because if you add a date and a time, Google Task will remind you. So that's just something I like to do. So I like to press and get it done before it reminds me, just to make sure that I'm not procrastinating on anything. Jumping back into Google Keep, it's honestly great for if you want to keep like long-term notes or things that you need to refer back to, like a lot of the times, but you just want to keep it organized and clean. So basically you could go to the 3 little dots, you could go to your reminders. So these are the reminders that I have, or you could go to this thing called labels, and then you can add a label that says maybe let's say schoolwork. So these are like school notes or something, I don't know. So basically, in this label, you could add anything in here. So for example, I'm gonna show you my label, and basically these are like, I have it set as forever, so these are notes I want to refer back to forever. I archived these so that you don't see them in my main view when I go into my notes. But basically, if you go to archive, whatever in my forever is in my archive, so that I keep it easy, so that whatever is new, I could just archive it and then add it as a label. So going back into the notes, you could do these pinned, and then you could also do colored. So basically here, as you can see, I have the English, and then actually I haven't done this yet, but let's try it. Let's see if we add a reminder to it. Let's add a time at 1:28. So go to 1, and then go to 28 p.m. and we're gonna hit save, and let's see what happens. Kind of interested. Don't know what would happen. I think the same thing will happen. Yeah. So basically, it'll say English, and then it'll have all your assignments, but you won't have like when that assignment is due, like in Google Tasks. Yeah. So you can add your assignments, but it won't give you when they're due. Or you could just import, like, if I go into the reading, I could put due at 2 p.m. on Thursday. But that's kind of a lot, right? So that's why I like to go into Google Tasks and just make this whole section homework, or instead of, you could just use Google Tasks as your, if you're in school, as all your classes. So basically make each label a class. So we'll create a new list and we'll name this math. We'll hit done, and then in here will be all your math assignments. So like, let's say you have a lot of assignments for each class. This is a way easier way to keep track of them instead of just importing them all into the homework task section. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me and like videos like getting productive, getting organized, and getting creative, make sure to subscribe to this channel to see more videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.